early morning rush at a popular suburban market where food items and other farm produce are sold and bought. Hello, welcome to another edition of Farmer's Diary, reaching you from the popular Masaka market. I'm your host, Iwe Sekunde. If you're wondering why I refer to it as a popular market, yes, it is one of the markets where residents from the Federal Capital Territory and its environ come to buy and sell food items. We're not here to talk about the market, as it were, but to share from the experiences of the farmers and consumers as regards the fluctuation in cost of farm produce.
New things come like this, everything they come down. After it will go up again. As we sell granite last week, we sell 250, but today we sell 300 naira because granite is not good this year. Other things, no problem. That one, masara, they okay, no problem with rice. This new one don't come out. We know say new rice don't come out now, and new masara don't come out now. That is why it don't come down. But before you go rest, you go tell before you go up again. The farmer then the game. Before they made the game, but now the game where this region, because this region where we did before kaya is cheap, but this region kaya cost. Farmer come again and so that they happy, and so that they buy car, and so that they do farm, that they farm where. Before last year people know they farm, but this year as the kaya come cost, now everybody don't enter farm. They farm where now kaya plenty food, don't plenty for Nigeria now. Where now make all kaya they come down.
3 months ago we are buying up a bag of about 45 forts, and now it's going up. I don't know how Nigeria is going. You understand me? So you people should know how you put on and know how you talk to even the people in the high places, so that things will be lesser, so that the higher people will buy, the lowest people will buy.
This is why food they cheap the time when they harvest, because they bring it at farm. They harvest it now. After they harvest it, they will go hide it. The person who don't harvest it, he don't stop in problem. Sometimes they sell them because of money for medicine. Where we buy, you understand? The medicine where we buy, that is why we harvest it, and then that time where we sell it, we want to pay the money that we buy the medicine where we go put for farm. After we just finish that one, we just enter bills where we pay finish. The money don't finish, we go hide the one where we get. Now it don't reach for us to eat. That is why we sell it the time where they harvest them to pay the medicine where we buy. We sell and cheap that time because everybody get them. And then we go sell and go buy medicine where we don't use for farm. We want go pay. And fertilizer where we use, now credit we carry. That is why we sell and that time where they harvest, we go pay the money where we carry fertilizer and medicine. Now nobody say you will find game like that. When the time where they hide and at that time now we go find our own game.
Based on the season that we're in, we know we're in the season of harvesting all this farm produce, and that's why the price of food stuff has to come down. Things were very high, the price was too high, but as the new commodity comes in, we still expect more downloading of the food price.
Advice to Nigeria that you help us farmers in every nation, every state. They should help farmers. Send this agri loan to farmers so that they can be able to farm, and things will come. That this is our Nigeria, this is our country. We will not run to another country to make it in life. This is our nation. We must make it here. They should help us. Government should help us. Tell our leaders to help us.
This is the harvesting time for people to sell, and some people will sell rice, some people will sell down. Some people cannot make profits because you buy fertilizer, you buy chemicals. When you sell it for the down price, you cannot gain it. You can lose.
Those were the cost of food prices a few months ago. If you are a farmer who has produced food items with this price projection in your business plan, wait until you hear what the prices are today.
Now this is 450 naira now. You understand me? And formerly this is 350 naira. the time that they are harvesting beans come out from their farms. You understand me now? But now a mudu of beans is 450 naira.
Food don't come down now. Before they say gari 350, but now they say gari 160, 180, 170. Why? Because everything is come down. But granite costs, and they sell granite also. And granite costs now, they say granite 300 naira. Now, because the granite no day.
Like this morning, corn don't day for 130 naira, 150. So no money to buy them. They say things they cost. Because even villagers from Kaduna, they say they cost. So for that reason, things they high. With the payment things come down. It was 220 naira, 250 2 months ago. Now the thing come down to 130, 140, 150. Depends. They say because of transport, bring down from the village down to this place, they will add much money. So for that reason, they have to add money.
You know, the normal thing is when you want to solve one or two problems, especially when our children are going to school, you have to sell some of their food items. So far, we Nigerians here we based on farming and all other things. So you have to sell your food items to pay your school fees and other things. No matter how it takes you. A farmer don't take either you gain or lost. So to solve your problem, to feed your family, is what the farmers is most concerned about.
Now when they start to harvest, now the thing come down now. 130, 140. What would they sell for corn now? Guinea corn. Before it's 250, 300.
The beans is 340. It's 340 because the recession is like at least the thing is out. No more recession. By the grace of God, price of the things are coming down. We used to sell it 400 naira before. We used to sell it 450, almost 500 naira. But by the grace of God, the prices are coming down. Yes, even the rice, foreign rice, we used to sell it at the rate of 600 naira. Now it's 500 naira by the grace of God. Yes, ma'am. And the local rice too is coming down. It's 370 now.
Because new one don't they come up now. That is why it reduced. The price is 120. Some people are selling 100. Some people are selling 110. So it depends how the customer comes. The bag before fresh one, we sell the fresh one before. The bag the rest of 10,000. Now dry one is 9,500. People know they enter to buy granule as we go enjoying our farm. That is why they do ururu. Buyers, now them they do ururu. When they come to market, you see as the things full market, they go price as they like. That is why. Yeah, no day for farmers now. No day game now. Because it's plenty now, strangers know they come to buy as we will go get our own market now. That is why. Because we not get money where we go take use, pay our children's school fees. That is why we used to carry and come market.
Well, way below what it was a few months ago. What could be responsible for this price fluctuation?
It's because there is no food, there is no things for markets. That is why we are selling corn 300.
The price of the price of things is very high because the way people are complaining of the price is too high because no money to feed ourselves, but we are managed like that.
Before it's 220 naira, 250, but now the price is reduced because now new one is coming out, new things are coming out, and food plenty like new yam, potato, beans, rice. That is why the price come down. So I don't like them because we are not gaining anything from it, but we have to manage it like that.
Before 250, before that is 80.
As they say, different strokes for different folks. The farmers hold different views from the consumers on reasons for the change in prices of food products. With these kind of uncertainties in the food production business, how could one venture and succeed in it?
This is a natural phenomenon because during harvest, Some of the produce are not yet dry. They cannot compete favorably with the older ones. Two, the produce is more available during this period because it comes into the market it floods the market, and therefore too much availability. Is simple economics. Demand curve changes because there is more supply in the market. This is what happens.
Everybody knows that food prices are fluctuating in Nigeria now, and there are key issues that are responsible for this. One is government policy. There are two sides to it. One, government policy on import substitution. The present government is attempting to ensure that the whole load of importation on import dependency by Nigerians is reduced to the barest minimum, and therefore, especially food items, where a good chunk of our money goes into, government is trying to see that importation of food items is reduced. Again, looking at the second leg of it, which is the promotion of alternatives, local alternatives, and this is exactly what is happening. And therefore, if you match the two reasons that I have just given, it tells you that, one, there is a lot of reduction in imports of food, and therefore the local imports, the local food is thriving in the market, making it, making the farmers, go to the market and smile a little bit to the banks. And therefore, in another way, what it is doing also is to help the farmers get more serious into farming, into more productivity, into more investment in agriculture. And that's exactly what we are seeing today.
You see, from our experience, and that is why we are saying Nigeria must move away from only storage to processing. Since we don't have enough storage facilities across the country, farmers cannot just put storage facility because they don't have the money. Therefore, during the harvest season, they are rushing to sell. But after they have sold to the middleman keep it unprocessed. You add chemicals to it. We eat chemicals in our country. Then they allow the season to be over, and when when demand is higher, they bring out this product and they sell at very high price. And that is why today we are preaching that the country must now start processing its agricultural products. That's why even in the exportation market, we are not, you can see in cocoa, they are talking of Ghana and Cote d'Ivoire. In cashew, they are talking of Cote d'Ivoire. So we Nigerians that have the land mass and have what to do and have well-to-do agriculture across the state are not getting anything out of it. No international market that recognizes us as such. They recognize all the other African continent. So therefore, we are urging our government and our investors that it is time now that we go into processing of our agricultural products.
Well, of course, the fear of post-harvest losses and lack of storage facilities is one of the major reasons why almost every farmer rushes to sell as soon as they harvest, thereby creating a glut during harvest and scarcity of such farm produce shortly after harvest. Are there ways we can change this current situation?
Recently, there is a very strong narrative on resuscitation of the GMP, the guaranteed minimum price. Every crop or everything that you produce as a farmer should have some semblance of stability in pricing. That will help you to even borrow money to invest, and it will give you the impetus to produce more when you are sure of a price. This used to happen in the past. The early 60s and 70s, agriculture was predominant in the economy because of the certainty of the price. People used to produce cotton and groundnuts, and they call them cash crops. If you remember cocoa and the rest, because the price was stable and people could forecast or borrow to produce. If we resuscitate this GMP, it will be good for the farmer. It is already existing. It's a matter of looking at it all over again.
There is an export orientation now, and this is one of the factors that is causing that price fluctuation. Nigerians are becoming more and more aware of export of these produces. Yesterday it was import dependency, everything import. Now today, some Nigerians are becoming aware that, look, even as we are importing from China, we can also export ginger to them. So as they are leaving from here, they have already put 1 or 2, bags of ginger into the airplane to China. Some of them are putting pepper to China. Some of them are moving their yam. Okay, so when they get there, they will now use the money they get from there and then buy in. So the two angles of trade are being recognized, and there is a competition. Therefore, internally, you will not expect price to remain the way it is. It is healthy, very healthy, in the sense that the common man is the same person who also goes to the farm. And that's why we are promoting the farm, promoting agriculture. No matter how common you are, there is a backyard where you can produce. What you produce today, you are not going to the market to buy tomorrow. That's the point we're making. Therefore, let everybody take a hold. Let everybody take a market. Let everybody address agriculture. Take agriculture as something you can do to reduce the impact of poverty. The fact that you have a white-collar job with you does not mean you cannot have a spare time, even weekends, to visit your farm. It does not mean you cannot rear cattle. It does not mean you cannot rear some chicks that are in the backyard and have your fowl, instead of giving money out to your wife or whoever to go to the market to buy fowl, to buy meat. These things are there. Vegetables can be planted in the backyard, and by the time you do that, your salary remains what it is, because you are not getting out that salary.
You're still watching Farmer's Diary here on AIT Abuja. If you have just joined in, you have sure missed a lot. But you can watch the entire package again online on www.ztonline.com. Remember, we have promised to continue to broaden the discussion on the introduction of GMOs in Nigeria. Time now to bring you the comments on our social media platforms on the ongoing debate about GMOs. Munirat says, the enlightenment on GMO seed is still a bit on the fence, as we need a lot of enlightenment to deeply understand its pros and cons. Weigh same on the way forward. Thanks, Munirat. Do keep your comments on GMOs coming on our social media platforms, especially on our Facebook page, Farmers Diary ZT. And we assure you, we will continue to share them here. Today, we will take only one of the numerous contributions in order to allow us listen to the Director General of the National Biosafety Management Agency, NBMA, Dr. Rufus Ebegba, as he addresses some of the concerns raised about the introduction of GMOs in the country.
The genetically modified organisms globally have been commercialized since 1996. And Nigeria is, as a matter of fact, is an old entrant into the issue of genetically modified organisms commercialization. As for when the genetically modified organism will be officially released into the Nigerian environment on a commercial level, the projection of 2018 is not sacrosanct, because it depends on the research work that is going to be concluded on them. Currently, within the country, we have confined feed trials, and there are mainly 3 crops that are on ground right now. You have the genetically modified cowpea for insect resistance. We also have the sorghum, which is guinea corn for nutrient availability, because generally the guinea corn has some nutrients which are not available because of the nature of the guinea corn when humans consume them or animals, but it has been genetically modified in a way that zinc, iron, and some other nutrients that initially inhibited by a particular enzyme and is now being broken down. So those nutrients, when they are consumed, the humans take them into their system as nutrients. And the current the research that also going on at the National Cereal Research Institute is on rice that has been genetically modified for nitrogen use efficiency, water use efficiency, and salt tolerance. If these are successful, they still need to ensure that because right now on the field they are also collecting environmental safety data, and we are looking at a situation that if this is successful, the food safety data will also, the analysis will also take place so that we'll be sure that this thing, when we consume them, they will not have any adverse impact on humans, on animals. They also have to do a proper analysis for substantial equivalence that these genetically modified organisms are the same with their conventional counterparts. So all these things will have to take place. And also the socioeconomic analysis of it too has to also take place vis-a-vis the food safety data. So it takes some time, and the agency is on ground to ensure that the process of commercialization of GMOs is carried out in a way that there will be no adverse impact to the environment and human health. The agency is over 2 years old now. I think we're on ground. People are free to express their apprehensions, but I still believe national interest should supersede any individual interest. There is no doubt some people really express fears, which are genuine, because something that is new you need to know. And it is important Nigerians should not just listen to people without going to the right government agencies. Government agencies are the mouthpiece of government, and government is established to ensure that the people are protected, people are provided for. So when government comes and says, we have put this in place, we have evidence to show that this is safe, we have evidence this is not safe, they should be able to believe government judgment rather than believing in individuals who probably have personal vested interests. And I've been saying it, there's a trade war in this sector. And what we are doing is to ensure that the Nigerian economy is protected, the Nigerian environment is protected, and Nigerians are also protected. So the issue of whether somebody is protecting any business or not, they must understand that this technology, I've said it, we have about 15 agri-research institutes. We have private concerns. Even most of the trials that have been going on, there's none that is from the private sector. They are all government institutions driven. So the idea of people thinking that a multinational is coming to dominate Nigeria, that will never arise. The issue of socioeconomic assessment is very, very key, and we will protect the socioeconomic interests of our people apart from the safety aspect of it. So let nobody have the doubt that the agency is not here to protect them. People should not listen to information that is not, they have no scientific basis. You should seek information from the right sources. We are always available. Part of my chat with you today is to let Nigerians know that there's an agency to protect them. We are already doing that. I will continue to do that. Nigeria is a very big country. And let me also tell you, we have also developed a national biosafety communication strategy to let Nigerians participate in biosafety decision-making process. And anytime we are taking a decision, we normally publicize it, publish it in some dailies, and also make statements for Nigerians to know what we are doing. So Nigerians' interest is our business.
Well, so much information shared here every Wednesday at 9:30 a.m. on Farmer's Diary. I hope you take advantage, put them to practice, and you will certainly be glad you did. Do agric, it pays. Do join us again same time next week for another interesting package on Farmer's Diary. I'm your host, Iwe Sekunde. Bye for now.